touched on different things. I saw a lot of you take notes. I believe it's improving your relationship, your perspective generally. So today we talked about dating etiquette. That's so important to understand the specific rules on how to interact. So now we want to talk about relationship red flags. In fact, we wrote a book on this, relationship red flags. It's so important. Let me raise the mic up. It's very important to understand this topic in particular. My dad said something to me when I was going to get married. He said, the moment you get married, that the two families are connected forever. Honestly. In other words, in the next 50, 100 years, there is a lineage. You know how the Prince Harry, they are tracing their lineage. That's as a completely connected. And that's very significant. The choice of your partner is so significant that it can impact on, like I said, one of the sessions, it impacts on your finances. It impacts on your mental health. It impacts on who will be the parent of your child. Honestly, because the person will pass across some value system to them. All right? It's so significant that I like the fact that you guys are taking it serious and you're investing time into it. When I was much younger, I didn't have this kind of opportunity for a class like this. We had conversations, informal conversations. Once in a while, people just talk. And then I was privileged to read books. So it was from books that I started learning how to be the right person. Because the general thinking was, let's find that babe. The moment you just see, you have a list in your mind, at the back of your mind. The moment you see, oh, she likes, this sister is Jim. You know, we had some fellowship then. We're like, we have some sisters who are interested in the Jim's ones. Then later we found out that Jim is not enough. That you need to be sociable. Some Jim. Sorry, let me explain what Jim means. Contextually, let me adjust. So some of you are looking at me like, what is he saying? Okay, Jim means really spiritual or comes across as spiritual. You know those sisters that just greet them, they look at you like this, like they don't want to break the fast. Like greeting you will break the fast, like or they just do. If they are really nice, they just do. They just give you a nod, like I saw the greeting. Because they are communing with the spirit. Any interaction, any interruption can break the flow of what God will say that minute. Sorry, I'm just exaggerating, but I'm trying to tell you that we now found out that is not enough. Because once you get married, you're not going to be doing Jim all the time. There are practical issues. You have neighbors, you have in-laws. And you want someone that will be relatable, accommodating, someone that you can trust, someone that can be your friend. All right? Not someone that will be in a cloud 24 hours. All right? Very important. So from there, we also found out that the person needs to have ambition. So Revelation kept progressing. So the question now is, now that I'm ready to find a partner, who should I be looking for? Who do I need to be? A red flag is a danger sign. You know, like where you have, maybe that is doing construction somewhere, they will say, caution, don't touch it. There are some things like, probably like, what they call it now, some thing that can electrocute someone. They will put a sign there. That's an example of a red flag. Relationship also has red flags. And it has green flags. But today I'm talking about red flags. Okay? So, I'm going to be moving quickly. All right, so red flags does not mean run away, like most people think. Like some people, when I say, no, I just cut him off. No, you cut off everybody, even your parents. Because nobody will be normal all the time. I'm telling you, some people have that philosophy. Once they do this, cut off. They just block him. Just block. Like you have 1,000 people on your phone, like 650 people are on block. You live a very small life. Restricted life, because relationships help us to build character. You cannot say you are loving if people have not been in your face. You are living all by yourself. You have a roommate that behaves normal, that doesn't wear your clothes. You don't know whether you love. After you've arranged what you're going to wear on Sunday, you've arranged it. You just see the sister on the altar say, Jehovah, and you'll be looking for the clothes. Honestly, that's when you know that you are actually a loving person, because people are in your face. And relationship will test that. Marriage will test it. I'm telling you, you're going to be in the same space with people. There is something we posted during the pandemic when it was really heavy. You said, don't marry someone you cannot quarantine with. Many people couldn't quarantine with. They were like, they are used to seeing each other. Hey, hi, okay, yeah, the key is by the, yeah, they're gone. At night, just like that. They did not really interact. But now, they're in the same space. Don't go out, don't even go to the gym. So there's no escape. Do the gym in your house. People are like, I've been married to a complete stranger. This person has changed and they didn't know. All right? Very important. So, red flag does not mean run away. It means sometimes reevaluate. Pause. All right? The thing is doing, as the border is calling you, your body just doing, no. You know that excitement. We call it butterflies. Some people call it, I don't like butterflies. Butterflies, they don't live long. We need something more than butterflies. All right? You need something more solid. So, they are just warning signs or behaviors that may indicate unhealthy or potentially harmful relationships. Potentially. That's why I like what she said. Dating gives you that opportunity to now explore, to know, should I pursue? Should I back down? Should I run away? Because there is a room for that. Sometimes red flags also means that the person is not ready. The person may be the right person, but they may not be ready. They have something they need to sort out. All right? Some of us who are in a relationship, if the person have met you 5 years ago, they will not have even called your number at all. Why? You were a different version of you then. Now, the Holy Spirit has worked on you. All the prayer that your mother has been praying is finally working. So the person met you, right? They are thinking that, this is how you've always been. No. You used to smash things before, but now, someone is insulting you like, oh, Lord, I really love you. And the person is like, she's so nice. Yes, you are nice now. So sometimes it's just a different, you're a good person, but some people are laughing at the back. You're not just, you're not ready. Okay, so I need to also point that out. So that's what a relationship red flag is. But we need to know how to recognize them. All right? So just to emphasize again, it doesn't mean seeing them run away. Sometimes seeing them, just go and pray about it. Lord, this is what I'm thinking. I'm concerned about this. What are you saying? For us, as believers, our rules are different from unbelievers. Unbelievers, they judge by sight, 5 senses. Only. We judge by both. There's a book by one man of God. He said, The Practice of the Presence of God. That's the title of the book. It says, it's good for you to rely on hearing from God, also using your 5 senses. All right? In other words, watch and pray. Don't just be praying. You are receiving a brother, but you are not watching. You are not asking him questions. You'll find out that the brother that you're interested in has a wife in Nigeria. Okay? You have to also interview and also interact. Okay, so some of the red flags. These are the big umbrellas. And then I'll break it down further. Lack of shared faith. If the person is not a Christian, don't waste your time. Because your faith is fundamental to your identity. Not just because, like I said it sometime ago, I don't know whether I said it here. I studied philosophy as first degree. So what I did was that it shifted my belief. All the things I've learned about Christianity, it questioned them. And I came to that point where I became a Christian because I want to be, not because I was born into a Christian home. I found out that my faith is fundamental to my identity. It's fundamental to how I spend money, to how I interact with people, to forgiveness. There are many things about me drawn from my faith. And when I've been down and out, that was the only thing that held me. You see, so it's very important to me. So if someone doesn't share that, I don't know the conversation we're going to be having on a daily basis. Because you're going to different things will happen to you that the only thing that will make sense that God helped you through. I'm telling you. So you need someone that will function with you at that particular level. Not when you are flying, the person is like, Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? The person will be, the energy at which we are trying to get something done will be depreciating. Some of you will probably have team members on your team that while everybody is trying to bring their A game, they can't be bothered. They're just like loafers. You know how annoying it feels? If you don't have a team member at work, you have some team members when you were in school that they give you a group work. They don't show up. They just come up on that day and say, yes, and then you introduce everybody and collect marks like all of it. You people be angry. Can you imagine marrying to a partner like that? They can't be bothered about anything whatsoever. You are married to them. Not that you see them once in a while. You see them every morning, every afternoon, every night. You are all men most miserable. You see, very important to share faith. So the person is very nice. Oh, she's so nice, but she's just Hindu. I laugh in Latin. You know, there's a laughing Latin. Ho, 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 ho. That's a Latin laugh, yeah? Where you want to do soprano. Oh, she's so nice, but she's just agnostic. Agno? See the name, Agno, you see how he's going up. It's very serious to share faith with someone. Okay, the person disregard your boundaries. This is very important for a lady. I don't like this. You say, what's this? There's nothing special. I don't like you holding me this way. No, there's nothing special. We are in. I like that. They're giving me a new sign today. I need to learn another one. Like, no, danger. And you know, the person disregards your personal boundaries. All right? The person you are around, the person grabs your phone and checking stuff. No. You are trying to transfer money to your sister. The person is looking at all your password like, like, you know, like all those cameras around mall. Like when you are typing, you'll be checking, can you see my password? Emotional manipulation. Just guilt-tripping you. I'll go deeper into that as we move along. Isolation. The person is trying to isolate you from your supportive. Look at this picture. You know, how many of you have watched some of this, National Geographic channel or something, where a lion as powerful as they are, they don't attack the head because they can be trampled. So what do? They isolate that guy that is just dragging behind, like, you know, while people are running, they're still looking at, why are they running? If he came from where I came from, when people are running, you just run. Then you run to the other side and say, why are we running? You don't stay there and react. So the first thing that they want to isolate you from, they tell you your mother is bad, your father is bad, that's your friend. Isolate you from your support system that always known you and trusted you, that you've always trusted. That's a very bad sign. And then in their life, look at their life. All the people in their life, they're all having issues with all of them. If you're having issues with 9 people, you are the problem. You have problem with your mother, with your father, with your brother, with your this, with your auntie. Even the people that are not born, you're already having problem with them. Okay? So, isolation, that's not a very good sign. Now, let's dig deeper. Emotional red flags. Excessive jealousy. You are just greeting a brother in the choir. The whole body language is like, some people are shaking their hands here. Let me just look away. So, you know, you are saying hi to a brother in the choir. You're like, you know that they are not arranging anything. They're just doing like this. This is the two of you that they are watching. Excessive jealousy. It can stifle a relationship. That's not a very good sign. That's a sign of a controlling person. Not healthy. Because as a human being, you need to have relationship with other people. Not because I'm not married means that every other person, no. You should maintain healthy relationship. Because your partner cannot be all in all for you. Okay? Constant mood swing. You don't know what's today. You don't know, you see them just for no reason. What's the problem? There's no problem. Does it look like there's a problem? Okay, just stay with your problem. Constant and frequent mood swing. Extreme mood swing. Remember I said this does not mean run away. It means have conversations about them. You have to have some difficult conversations. I noticed this about you. This is very concerning for me. Why do you think you have these extreme mood swings? Have conversations about them. You might be the person that will start up that transformation for them. Over-dependence. The person does not see you. They can't function again. If you're not around, I cannot even study. I will fail this exam. Fail. Over-dependence. It looks very nice that the person is relying on you. Hey, come pick me up here. You don't want that kind of a partner that will be overly dependent on you. I don't even want my 4-year-old son to be overly dependent. I want him to do something by himself, let alone a full-grown adult. You find out that you'll be the only one working in that family. You pay the mortgage by yourself. You pay the car payment. You pay everything. You be the one that will look for the school when you want to change school. The person will not do anything because you've made it okay. All right? That's not a very good sign. Overly dependent. No, you need somebody that, there's something we call, first, as children, we are dependent on our parents. Then we become independent of them when we get 18, as we mature older. But when you get married, you become interdependent. In other words, there is something I do for you, there is something you do for me. That's how the relationship becomes healthy and moves forward. Does that make sense? All right? Interdependent, that's the best. Okay? Also, behavioral red flags. I've talked about disrespect for boundaries, your personal boundaries. When you communicate your personal boundaries, the person needs to respect them. All right? Don't visit me by this time. Don't visit me at my workplace. You know? Don't, what do you call it now? What do you call it? Stalking. Don't stalk my friends all over, you know? There are some people you'll be stalking, check your mutual friends. They're sending all of them Facebook invite. All of them are wondering, who is this guy sending all of us? Oh, is it that uncle? He's the one. No. All right. Controlling behavior. Where are you? What do you call that thing now? Video. Put on video. Let me see. Who's beside you? There was a day like that, but this one happened to be married. These people were married. So I was in the car, and then I think I attended a seminar. So this person was giving me a ride. This was many years ago. And then I was saying something, the man was laughing, I was laughing, and then his wife called him. So he picked. So I was just, right? I was just laughing. The lady said, the woman said, who is that? Who is that? I was like, what do you mean by? I was looking behind. Is there somebody at the back? I didn't know it was me they were asking for. Who is that? Who is that? The man said, oh, it's just a brother I met at a seminar. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Give him the phone. Hey. That was the worst call I've ever received. I didn't know what to say. Good afternoon or good evening. I forgot the time of the day. Because the man, there was something in him that died. It was embarrassing. Because I was a total stranger. I don't know him. He was just helping me out. For his whole business to get out there. Oh, it's not good. All right? Controlling behavior. Where, another way it shows up is before you apply for a job, you're not married though. He has to approve it, or she has to approve it. I'm telling you, controlling behavior means that the person does not want you to think for yourself. They want to do all the things that you do. You may be thinking, oh, this is so romantic. Check it very well. It may come across that way, but it might not be. And then isolation. Spiritual red flags. Different core beliefs. Even if you are both Christians, you need to discuss your core beliefs. Very important. All right? There are different denominations that believe different things, and strongly at that. When I was going to get married to my wife, we were from different churches. I had to go and study the core belief of her church. And I found out that, we have a lot of similarity. We focus on those similarities. I've finally converted her now, based on marriage. A woman will join your church, and then we even left. But very important, those core beliefs determine how we operate. It can influence your belief system on some very important things. And you just see two believers, they can't agree. I'll give you an example. Okay, this is being recorded. I can't give you an example. Yeah, I was going to mention two particular denominations. All of you will shout. Both Christians, but completely different philosophy. So let me give you an example that without mentioning the name of the denomination. So there was this gentleman, he was attending a particular church. If it wouldn't be so helpful if I don't mention the exact. But so it happened that the general thinking is when you get married, the lady will join the church. But from the church she was coming from, when you get married, they pull you to their church. And so it was a serious friction. So what we eventually did for them was that go to a neutral church because she was not going to budge. That church was so strong that they pulled brothers in, not the other way, which is supposed to be like the way I married my wife. She joined me in my church before we moved. Them, they will pull you, you know. And so what they now did was to find a neutral church that both of them could serve. So it's very important to discuss this. The fact that the brother is a brother, what they call it, the person you are going to get married is a Christian, talk about it as well. If you get married, what church are we going to? That's when you guys have moved past dating into something more serious. The person has proposed. You have to discuss this. Don't take it for granted. Okay? Lack of spiritual growth. Resistance to spiritual connection. Especially people who don't have authority figures, that people that despise leadership. This is so important. I have someone that, in a particular relationship that the guy just woke up one day and just left his family and just went with, let's just code it here. He doesn't have any authority figure, somebody that can call him to order. Even even Jesus Christ has somebody that calls him to order. He said, Jesus Christ said something, he said, I do nothing of my own self. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is right. He wanted to go to the cross. He looked at that cross. He said, this thing is painful. He asked his father, is there another way around this thing? But nevertheless, at your will. So it wasn't his own will. At his own will. So if you have someone that you want to get married to, that does not have somebody that can, even when he's angry with you, that will call him to order and say, what is this I'm hearing? That he will just behave like they poured him cold water. It's very dangerous. Every man is a man under authority. You should have someone that's, both ladies and guys as well. This is very important. So this is a spiritual red flag. I've looked at a relationship red flag. Behavioral red flag and emotional red flag. So this is a spiritual red flag. As believers, this is so critical. All right? Or you have someone who is not involved in any form of, the person is attending church, but does not involve in any, not going on through what we call maturity class, or not involved in any department. Remember, relationship red flag does not mean run away. It's just for you to ask questions like, why are you not in any department? You've been a Christian for 20 years, but after church you just go. You don't serve, you don't contribute. Why? I'm so busy. This is about you have time, you play video game, aren't you? Don't say that one. But you need to have conversations around that. Any questions so far? Okay. This slide will be made available anyway. So red flags are so important. We need to identify some of these things. Recognizing manipulation and control. All right? Things like gaslighting. What does that mean? That is gaslighting. Anybody want to say something about gaslighting? The gas that is lighting something. What does it mean?
I essentially think it's making the other person feel like they're crazy.
Yes.
For example, you take the batteries out of the remote control, and then they say that the remote control's not working, and then you quickly put it back in, and it's like, no, it's working. But it's your actions are purposely making them feel like they're going crazy.
You do something wrong, you put it on them, and you make them feel that they're wrong. So the point that they'll be not remembering, wait, even the person is confused. Was that what happened? Because the audacity at which the person says or does anything will make you begin to question your recollection of the event. That is a narcissistic behavior. It's a dangerous behavior. All right? So that's gaslighting. Emotional blackmail. the person said to you, like, I'm going to kill myself if you don't say yes. Guys, don't propose unless you know the lady is going to say yes. I've seen some very horrible videos online. You just met the lady, 3 dates, then you bring one ring, and then you go to a very public place where the lady does not even know your middle name. Gosh. Please, know her very well. Know that there's a likelihood. And some people do it in church, in the praise of everybody. Please, know the lady well. Both of you are working towards marriage, and she knows, both of you know. Not you are the only one that knows. She doesn't know what your plans are. Very important to do that. All right? Yep. So recognizing manipulation and control as well. Constant criticism. I think my wife mentioned this. Someone that constantly runs you down. No matter what you wear, you are never, oh, you should have done this, you should have done this, you should have done that. Not good. All right? It's good to spend time with someone that will build you up. This topic is a very important topic to us. Why? Because once you are able to recognize the relationship, there are many, 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 many relationship red flags. But we have the Spirit of God. That even when everything looks so stellar, it's important for you to be able to listen to the Spirit of God. It will guide you. So sometimes somebody just looks all together, but something is just off in your spirit. Like we said, I think it was second lesson we said, God leads us by peace. You just lose your peace about it. It's time to just step on the brake and just say, why am I not feeling comfortable about this? Just check. All right? Just check. Very important. How do you identify some of these red flags? Number one is discernment. As a Christian, check out, do they share your values? Some of those things we talked about. Do they share your faith? Does their long-term goal align with yours? Because marriage is about building long-term partnership. That's what it is. So there are many people you can build long-term, but there is a particular person that connects with you more. So does it align long-term partnership? Is this person curious? Is this person interested in honoring God? Are they willing to contribute, positively into your life, into their own life as well? Very important. Also, we need to pray about this. There's a scripture that says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation is what you're about to start out. Very important. Praying for guidance, Before I got married, many, many years, when I was on campus, I was praying for my marriage. Started declaring. I didn't know that. See, the answer to prayer. I started praying ahead of time. When you want to marry is not when you start praying. Now is the best time. Just begin to make declarations about the person. Sometimes you may not know what to pray. God just gives you tongues. You just begin to pray in tongues about the person. All right? Begin to declare things that you want, not things you don't want. Focus your mind on what you want and begin to call that forth. All right? You get to that point in your mind where you just, some ladies know this. They'll just see the guy. They just know, this guy is my husband. They'll just know. It's just a spiritual thing. And you'll be asking them, how do you know? They can't really tell you. It's just an intuitive. They just know. And the guy will not know. You'll just be laughing at him. Like, whatever way you go, you're coming back here. And after a while, the guy will now, for me, for example, my wife was in front of me. I never recognized that she was my wife. I'll be chasing shadows all over the place, and I'll be telling about the shadows. I'm interested in this person. We're friends, that close. Until one day, something just fell off. Who knows? So prayer is so critical. Why? Because marriage is God's idea. So it must start from the spiritual point of view into the natural. Begin to make declarations, if there are things about your parents' relationship you don't like, pray about them. Don't allow that fear to drive you. Because fear only brings torment. All right? There are things about my parents I didn't like. I prayed about them, and I consciously walked against them. so that you can be a better version of yourself, of them. So if, for example, they say in your family that people don't get married early, you can change it. You can. Because you have the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, to make declaration of things that you can change things. I'm telling you, God's word is potent too. It is. I have handled it. I've enjoyed God's mercy. I'm telling you. I remember something that happened to me first year in university, 1998. I did one particular course. And what happened was, I didn't get the kind of grade I wanted. And this was what happened. So they gave us this test first. And then we did the test. The question was really, those kind of questions, they don't form it. While they're trying to attack it from this angle, you see another perspective, and then they say, pencil, time up. Everybody have to submit. And so I didn't get a quite good grade. So I told myself I would dodge this question. Then I saw the same question in the exam. I said, you again. I just dodged it. I didn't know it was a compulsory question. So when I finish, when you finish, you will not be asking your friend, what did you do? Which one did you answer? They not ask me a question. What did you write in the compulsory question? Was that compulsory? I just knew there was problem. Compulsory question. I look at it. My countenance just changed. As they were talking and exciting, I just went to my room. I said, I needed to go and sleep. To just, get my emotion under control. Then my friend now came to my house. My roommate then. Said to me, I've seen your matric number. There's something we call matric number, like student number, we call it here. Said that you failed. I said, I've just entered university. I've started failing already. How will my future look like, And I just got saved. And, I stood and I prayed. And to the point whereby, what happened? Some weeks after, that lecturer came and said that he's giving everybody 15 marks. It has never happened. Till I left that school, it never happened. And that was my first time of experiencing that. There's a scripture that says, even the just captive shall be set free. And even if you make mistake, God has the capacity to change that situation in a way that will snatch you out of it. I'm telling you. So there are situations that will make you test this thing that you read in the Bible. And you come to know that God is real. That's why you need to have someone that shares that kind of faith. So when your child is going through something, you can tell them, these are my own, that's something my wife used to call it, memorial stones. This thing happened, this one happened. We have many in our family like that. That you can say, this one happened, this one happened, this one happened. This is the picture. Where you can take a snapshot and say, this is where we used to be, this is where we are. There's something we call in physics, quantum leaps. It's different from arithmetic progression or geometric progression. Where quantum leap is that something is moving this way, moving this way, moving this way. For no reason, for no explanation, just hops and makes 5,000 steps ahead. God can do that for you. I'm telling you. Doesn't matter your family background. You can just be that person that will just make quantum leap, and everybody who's trying to study you, you defy every explanation. God is real, guys. So, very important, consulting mentors. When you find someone that you're feeling excited about, talk to one or two people whose counsel you can respect. Not people that will advise you emotionally. People that can actually look at that and feel like, wow. Very important. Setting boundaries. All right? After the first dating, the person gets to know you more, begin to set your boundaries. Begin to define things. All right? Begin to define the relationship. If you get to a certain level, you guys have been dating, the guy is not saying anything. He's not telling you yes. He's just speaking generally like, oh, this is the kind of family I want. He's not saying that it's you that you want the family with. He's speaking in generic language. Oh, this is the kind of marriage I want. This kind of. You have to get to that point where you ask the question, what are we doing? I just want to understand what we're doing because some of my friends are asking me, wants to just come through. Let's know. If he doesn't tell you something concrete, begin to detach your emotions. All right, so setting boundaries are so important. Learn from your past experiences, maybe the past experiences of even other people that are close to you. Very important about understanding relationship red flags. Okay, I need someone to help us read this, as usual.
Case study, recognizing relationship red flags. Consider the following scenario. Samantha, a 28-year-old marketing professional, has been dating Mark for several months. Initially, everything seemed perfect as Mark was charming, attentive, and showered Samantha with affection. However, as time went on, Samantha began noticing subtle changes in his behavior that raised concerns. First, Mark would often cancel plans at the last minute, providing vague excuses. Samantha felt disappointed but tried to be understanding. Then she noticed he would frequently make critical comments about her appearance and choices. When she expressed her discomfort, Mark dismissed her feelings as oversensitivity. In this situation, what signs do you see that could be considered relationship red flags? What impact might these red flags have on Samantha's emotional well-being? How do you think Samantha should approach addressing these concerns with Mark? Have you ever experienced or witnessed similar behaviors in a relationship, and how were they handled? Please share your thoughts and insight for discussion.
Okay, let's take the question one after the other. The very first one says, in this situation, what signs do you see that could be considered a relationship red flag?
Gaslighting.
Where is gaslighting there? What's the sign of gaslighting there?
Him telling her that she's been oversensitive to him, like her expressing her issues.
He did something wrong. She point it out. Say, oh. He did something wrong. He points it out, and then he's telling her you are overreacting, oversensitive. Some of people, you are just being melodramatic. You know how to speak. You're just being dramatic. Oh, I know what I'm feeling. Yeah, my feelings don't tell me lies. Any other person want to say?
The fact that over the months of their relationship, he started to like change from how he normally was, like the behavioral changes. Is what I think that's the first one.
Fantastic. My wife said something. Study patterns. Don't just rely on people like, oh, I'm a very nice guy, I'm a very nice girl. Study the person's patterns. Patterns don't lie. All right? The person may be telling you, oh, I'm wearing white, but his pattern is he's wearing black. That is what you believe. Oprah Winfrey said, no, not Oprah Winfrey. Maya Angelou said something to Oprah Winfrey. Said, when people tell you who they are, believe them. Believe them. When someone tells you that I'm not reliable with money, believe them. Don't give them your money. And be praying that they will change. When someone tells you that they cannot be trusted with something, believe them. They tell you through their behavior or through their, trust them, that they know themselves more than you do. Okay? And don't be in that situation where you begin to pray. Like, you know that someone is not good with managing money. You are giving them your college fund or something. Just keep it for a while. They will buy the new Gucci bag or whatever they want to buy. And they will tell you one thing. Okay? Believe them. Thank you. The next question says, what impacts might these red flags have on Samantha's emotional well-being? It's a very deep one. Emotional well-being. How can no? I didn't say. Right. I just want to remind that I want to hear her voice. You know, gaslighting, for example, how can it impact on someone's emotional well-being? You point out something, the person makes you feel small, makes you feel. How would that?
I think there could be a loss of self-esteem.
Yes, loss of self-esteem. It takes a long time to build self-esteem. You can't. That was a job I had to resign from in 2004 because where I was working was a very toxic environment. I told myself, if I stay here because of the money I'm getting, by the time I'm done, I will not have any self-esteem. And self-esteem will determine the kind of job you even apply for. You know that? Some of us don't apply to some companies because you feel that people like us don't work there. Who told you people like you? How do you define people like you? I'm telling you. So self-esteem is so critical. You can't have people in your space running it down because it takes time to build. It's very valuable. Even Jesus, even God said, I can't remember, I think it was Apostle Paul that says, cast not away your confidence because it's of great recompense. Confidence is very important. Okay? 3 said, how do you think Samantha should approach addressing this concern with Mark? How do you think Samantha should approach it with Mark? If you were in this situation and someone like this, what would you do?
Yes.
Yes, if you're in this situation, for example, and you pointed out something, or someone that you guys are dating and he just started changing, how will you handle it? Will you gaslight him as well? Will you call him out? I say, eye for an eye. You know?
An eye for an eye makes all of you half blind. So that's not gonna help
Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, that's the quote. An
And-
eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
It's half blind because you can see stuff with one eye.
Fantastic. Very good.
But
Go on.
I guess approach it with grace. Don't use the same techniques that he does on her because that's not going to solve anything. Like, say what you're feeling, be honest about it, and if you're still not willing to listen, get out.
Fantastic. I like what you said. Don't pay them back in their own coin because it doesn't help anything. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that also came to mind for me is obviously they've been dating for a few months, so it might be possible that she has access to people that he gains counsel from. So potentially seeing that, okay, if he doesn't heed to the advice, whether he might heed to, because obviously he's gaslighted her. So it could be a thing of partly where he doesn't take counsel as easily from her. So because of that, sort of introducing someone in to sort of help intervene in the situation potentially to see if that might make
I like that. They've been dating for a while, so hopefully she will have known one or two people that she can also get help from. Fantastic. Let's see the final one. Have you ever been do we have anybody who have been in this situation? And how did you handle it? Even if some people have been, they'll be like, is it me? All right, don't worry. So, generally speaking, you need relationship skills. Part of relationship skills, communication. She said, approach it with grace. That will just help you manage things. You know, it's very, very important in terms of recognizing relationship red flags and addressing them. Don't give them fire for fire. You know, find a very good time to talk about it. You know what? I'm quite uncomfortable about this. Don't wait thinking the person will change. It doesn't always work that way. All right? If something makes you uncomfortable, particularly if it violates your non-negotiable standards. Remember what we talked about, non-negotiable? Things that you know that these ones are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. If someone doesn't have this, I cannot move the relationship to the next level. It can be a platonic relationship, but not romantic relationship. If it touches your core, you have to have conversations about them. All right? Don't hope that, she will change. Or if I love her hard enough, she will change. If I pray for her enough, she will change. Only God can change anybody. Even God cannot change you. He will tell you, I put before you life and darkness. I advise you. You are the one that will decide. He said, even for you to receive him, he will tell you, come and confess. If you are on your own, if all this prayer, preaching, if you say no, he will leave you. You go to a very big road. You know, there's a road and there's a narrow road. But even God cannot force us to change. So how much me trying to get someone to change? It doesn't work that way. Any question? What did that?
I mean, it's not really related to what you spoke about
Okay.
directly, but you mentioned something. I just got very curious. So if you have a couple and one proposes to the other and she says no, what do you think the next step should be?
So let me just say, for those of you who do not hear, if you have a couple and the guy proposed to the lady and she said no, what do you think is the next phase of the relationship? What should they do next? That would be the most awkward experience ever. I think when they see each other, I don't know if that relationship will survive. Some do survive. That's a good question.
Okay, like a dating.
Okay, they've been dating, because there's something my wife used to say. If you don't have proposal and acceptance, there's no relationship. So a particular brother is around you, they are seeing you guys together, he's giving you lift, dropping you off, everybody's seeing you people together, there's no relationship.
Like a marriage proposal.
Say again?
Like a marriage proposal, not like a dating.
Yeah. Marriage, yes. Marriage proposal, yes. So in a situation like that, well, I've not been in that kind of situation. I don't know. But if I were to be in that situation, I ask someone out and they say, no, we can move back to platonic relation. It depends. Because my own understanding is I have to know the person before I begin to think about marriage. And for me to think about marriage, there is something valuable that you're even adding to my life. So if that doesn't work, we can still be friends. It will be awkward at first. We can talk about it. That's fine. And then I think it's based on individual, how different people. Some people just block the lady completely and change church. I'm telling you, I know someone that his relationship didn't work. He changed church because he couldn't handle it. I don't think he should change church if God has asked you to stay there. Why are you changing because of one failed relationship? No. You know? So that's what my wife wants to say something. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add that it won't be right to be leading people on. So if you have been on first date, second date, I'm not into this person. I don't see us as a thing in the future. Then it also saves you the heartbreak, the bad name later. Because if he had to tell someone else about it, you might be tagged a bad person who led him on. So if you get to that point where you're very sure that there's nothing in this relationship for us, then I think we need to call it a day.
Yeah, I'm going to say something to this, but I'll let Uncle Anu say something.
So in the case where you said somebody's proposed for marriage, right? They've been dating for however long. I feel like if a proposal is rejected, then something's gone wrong beforehand that you should probably address, even if it's going to be I'm not saying that it won't work 100%, but there's definitely been something along the line that one of you or both of you has missed. Either you weren't on the same page about getting married, they didn't want to get married, and so they've rejected you because of that, or they weren't ready for marriage, but Auntie and Uncle have been expressed. If you've gotten to that point, where you want to propose to somebody, you should know that they're most likely going to say
Fantastic.
yes. Because if they do say no, something's been missed somewhere.
Fantastic. Yep. So I agree with him. Something's been missed somewhere. Sometimes that's why I said earlier on, after 3-4 dates, you are proposing. So what is? You can't love somebody you don't know. You have to know the person at least 6 months. At least 6 months to be able to know that I want to go marriage. Not like Lord of the Ring kind of ring where you give a lady ring like 14 years. There are people that say, I don't know what you people are doing. All right? But serious thing, 6 months max. If a guy when a guy sees a lady he wants to marry, he knows. I'm telling you, it's not this, I'm just finding out, I'm still praying. We don't do all that kind of stuff. We hunt. Once you see, this is what I want, you go for it. If you don't want, you leave her. But some people like that excitement that many ladies are interested in me. This one is saying that, no, after service, everybody just following the pen. No. So they like that excitement. So they will not say no to this one or that one. They just like that feeling everybody's giving them attention. They have esteem issues. So they are using the lady to boost it. Okay? The other thing I wanted to say about my wife, there is this lady, which I knew, this guy was coming to her, bringing her gifts. She knows that she cannot marry this guy. So the guy will be telling me, can you help me talk to her? I was doing the work of talking to. At a point I said to the lady, you cannot. He said, what's my business? He's bringing gifts. I should be enjoying gifts. Very bad mindset. Poverty mindset. Because it's poverty. You think that, you want to collect. Are you poverty alleviation, this thing? Not good. So if you know someone, it's not good to lead someone on, because people get damaged sometimes. This guy is not going your direction, or this lady is not going your. Don't waste her time and make her lose other very potential relationships, especially for ladies. Okay. Any other question? This is how to find us. I need to check something